Hello, I'm here with Stephen Merchant.
Hello there.
And we're at the... Oh, sorry.
I don't know which camera.
Which camera are we looking at? There's two cameras.
It is that camera, yeah.
That was good though.
Yeah,
Well
brilliant.
done.
I'm here with Stephen Merchant.
Do you know, it's weird because I was going to say I'm here with David Baddiel.
Well,
I thought I was
didn't
doing
know.
the interview.
I think you are.
I just feel like
Okay,
I'm more
you do
of a...
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey there, I'm backstage at the Clapham Grand with David Baddiel. We're
Hi.
here for the Calm Comedy Benefit.
Hello.
David, I'm here.
Why
Basically,
are you
I'm here
here?
trying to impress a girl.
Okay. Does it work?
Well, I just wanted to seem charitable. Well,
Yeah.
I'll let you know a bit later on.
Yeah.
But why are you here? What's
Well,
your
I'm
reason?
here like... you're here to impress a girl. I think we're all here basically because we want the world to think that we're nice.
Yes.
That's really why you do it.
I'm genuinely, seriously, I was thinking as I was putting on my shoes, it would be great if I did enough of these, would I get an OBE?
Well, yeah.
Because I don't want one, I just want to send it back, ultimately.
You want to be offered.
Make a big
I
statement.
want to be offered, and
Want to be offered.
I've been in the business a bit longer. You and I,
No.
frankly, haven't been offered.
No.
So I've got to do a few more. Fuck knows how many I've got to do.
But I think you've got to do a lot more publicly. You've got to be. That's what part of the reason I think
Do
it's
you
good to get
think?
filmed is you've got to be seen doing it. It's no good
Yeah.
just doing it quietly,
Oh,
having a lot
okay.
of standing orders. That's no good.
That's not good, isn't it?
No, you have to be
God,
out there like
I've spent so
David
much
Beckham.
money. I've basically written off as if to eBay for the OBE with all these checks to charity. You're saying it's not
it means
coming?
nothing. I mean, because those people who are administrating that have
They
got no
don't know.
say.
Oh, well, okay. Well, here I am being a very good person.
Sure.
Stephen's being a really, really good person.
Thanks very much.
What I can tell you the truth.
Yes, please do, because I don't
Okay.
know much about Calm. I'm genuinely, I don't know what
Yeah,
it
but the
is.
truth won't tell you that much.
Okay, fine.
The truth is that the woman who runs this charity, who's called Jane Powers, tireless worker on behalf of Calm, her kid goes to the same school as my kid.
Right.
And she approached me at the school gate, and I thought, fucking hell, if I don't say yes to this, I'll see her every day looking a bit like you're rubbish and
Yeah.
you should feel guilty. So I had to say yes.
Sure.
That's really what happened.
You know, sometimes honesty
something help
is
with
too
the
much.
OBE?
Sometimes honesty is just too much.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's
maybe.
better to not tell every aspect.
Okay, well, here's my version of what happened. Is she asked me, and I did think all those things, but I also thought, well, it's a charity about the fact that loads and loads of young men commit suicide every year, and it is in fact the highest killer of young men apart from road deaths. I know she told me today road deaths just got above it in 2005.
that's so frustrating. That would have been a great
it would have been
soundbite.
great. Yeah, it would have been absolutely great.
That's really annoying.
Yeah, it's a shame. But I was surprised by that, and I like to hear things that I'm surprised by. Not that it's good news, but
Sure.
I still think, oh well, that's challenging. I never knew that. That is the primary killer.
So
of young men.
you'd put your name to any charity that had an
surprised
interesting
me. That
fact or
surprised me.
angle
Yes, exactly. Yes,
attached to it. So that's worth people knowing. Actually,
It's-
if they are,
exactly.
if
People
they
can say we're trying to train donkeys to fly.
Right.
I don't know donkeys can fly. I'll be up
Sure,
my
yeah.
head to
Or maybe
that,
just
yeah.
sort of an interesting spin on cancer that you're not already aware of.
Yes, but here's probably the real reason, is that having been told that it was about young men, she actually came up to me and gave me the impression that she thought I would be a good kind of totem, a good icon for a charity about young men. Now, I'm 43.
Sure.
And that made me actually think, well, that's great, that is.
Yeah.
So, none of these are quite the OBE reasons you were looking for.
No, not really. But
Okay.
so are you someone who can relate? I mean, just truthfully, are you someone who can relate to the idea of depression, of not being able to
Totally.
voice your anxieties and
Yes,
so on?
here are the two real reasons. Well, no, they're all real reasons. They don't take away from the solid reasons. One is, I think, it is an interesting charity, and young men in general, are a subsection to society that people don't think of as needing help.
Yes.
So that's kind of interesting. And the other one is that I have had loads of episodes of depression over my life, and have a family history of depression. Have never actually thought about committing suicide, although can see how I could get to there from where I've been. And so thought, oh well, probably if I'm going to be involved with a charity, this is as near as I'm going to get, until obviously I get cancer,
Yes.
to the one that I would feel identified with.
Because one of the things that frustrates me, particularly in the work I do, is that I'm not a tortured soul. It
Yeah.
constantly angers me that I'm not a depressive.
Yes.
I don't have episodes. I get mildly annoyed. Earlier on, I dropped some tea on my very pale carpet. So I don't really know. I tried soda water. That didn't do anything. David, I'll be honest.
No.
Apparently, white vinegar helps. But
No, well, I know exactly what you mean.
But that's the most annoying things, and that's the most frustrated I get.
Well, no,
you
but
see.
for years I wasn't that depressed, and I thought I was, and I think I was just building it up romantically in the hope that, okay, this means if I am depressed, then I'm a great comedian, or I'm a
Yes.
great writer, or whatever. And then I actually did get genuinely depressed and realised that was fuck all to do
Yeah.
with your creative talent.
Yeah,
It's
right.
just an immense pain in the arse. It's a bit like having very, very bad flu.
Yes.
And that doesn't help your writing. You'll have had that, and it doesn't
Right,
help your
yes,
writing
yes,
process.
absolutely,
It's much
yes.
more like that than it is this idea of like, all my thoughts, I can't control them. Sometimes they're depressive, but sometimes they're great.
'Cause
It's
there's
not like that at all. It's just like thinking, this is how I want to be.
Because there is a romantic image of the depressive, say a Peter Cook.
Yeah.
He comes down in his dressing gown at 3 in the afternoon, he's already drunk, and there's something quite romantic about it. He's still a genius.
Yeah.
But that, from your experience, is not.
No, and also he wasn't that kind of depressive, I think. I knew him, and I think he was just towards the end of his life, a bloke who didn't really give a shit.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he was that kind of depressive. It was just sort of a bloke. He was a really funny bloke, great genius. And then towards the end of life, he just drank a lot and didn't really care.
In a
and
sense,
people like to label that depression because they don't think that a talent should be wasted like that.
It was an ill-informed comment by me.
Well, that's all right.
I
wasn't trying to point that out.
No, it just because now I was trying to draw on kind of famous people who I thought were depressive in order to perhaps help people and make a connection with them. But
no, you're right. But I think that is an important thing, though. Actually, seriously, which is that there is a romance associated with depression, and there shouldn't really be.
Yes.
Really, people shouldn't think, oh yeah, I wouldn't mind being that kind of figure, because actually, real depression, which leads a young man to commit suicide, is just hell.
Someone might be sat there watching this saying, I'm going to switch off any second, but wait a minute, is there an interesting point coming? Yes, there is. And my question is this, why is it that Calm is directly targeting men? Is it not something that affects women as much? Do you not care about women?
I don't. I personally obviously don't care about women. No, I love women. They're super people. But that aside,
they are great.
They're great. We love
any chicks listening.
Well done, girls. No, the reason is that it is the case apparently, and I don't fucking know the statistics really, but I read a bit about them because I've got to make a speech.
Sure.
And the truth is that virtually 90% of people who commit suicide are men.
Really?
I think across the world, but certainly in the UK, yeah.
Oh, right.
And most of them are men under about 30 to
Is
35.
that because women can't tie knots?
Yeah, that's partly because they can't tie knots. Although they'd be good, you think, with the potions.
Yeah, you'd have thought
You
they could
imagine
come up
they'd be
with
good with that, yeah. Although we got the razor blades as well, and they do shave in the
They
legs.
do
But
shave
they don't have
every
the-
week razor blades. You'd have to have several kind of razor.
Yeah.
Lady
I'm not sure
shaves,
this is what-
several lady
I
shaves.
don't know this is what they
It's
were
not
after. This
appropriate.
bit.
Let's
Well,
just cut
it's
that.
fine though. No, I like that bit. But what I was going to say was, what is odd about it, it just strikes me now, is that it is mainly young men. Now, as I grow older, I get more depressed because I realise that my life, is getting drawn towards a close, and perhaps I haven't achieved things I want to. I don't, for example, have as many BAFTAs or as many Golden Globes as you do.
Yeah.
That causes
Three
me
BAFTAs.
causes me quite a lot of pain. Probably Ricky's got more though, hasn't he?
He has. Frustratingly, he recently
Yeah.
beat me. Actually, that was the closest I've come to depression.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, why these people they're all kind of under 35. They've got years to get more depressed and upset,
right,
and what's they should cheer up, I think. But they don't, and that's why we're doing the charity.
But I think, on a serious note, just to end, there is a sort of flippancy that we have, because people say, oh, I'm a bit depressed, and it's a term that people use all the time, and so on, oh, I'm a bit depressed, I'm a bit blue. But clearly, what we've established is it is a very serious issue, and so anyone watching this, should they do anything?
Oh yeah, thanks. I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes, what you should do is, if you are depressed, hopefully you're less depressed after watching this. You might be more depressed. But if
I know I am.
Yeah, I am. But nonetheless, apparently what you should do most, and I say apparently, I kind of know this, although I don't think it always helps, but I really shouldn't have said that. But you should talk to people.
Yes.
Doesn't always help with me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I like to sit in a stupor. But generally, it helps to talk to people. Get to the website. The website will put you in touch with people you can talk to. We used to have a helpline, but that has now gone because we haven't got enough money for it. But there's going to be an attempt to set that up again, and you can text for help, and there are all sorts of ways for helping that come.
What you're saying basically, though, is check the website.
Check the website, www.calm.co.uk, probably.
I don't think you should just take a punt on that, because on the web nowadays there's all sorts of things.
Be
We don't know what Calm
net
stands for in some other kind of
Do you know what CALM stands
American...
for? It stands for Campaign Against Living Miserably, which didn't work for me, really, because I'm quite pro-living miserably. I like, really, the idea of living...
I'm not sure you're the best man for the patron job on this. Well, I really don't know. Some of the facts you've had have been incomplete. There's a lot of speculation.
I know, but I was the only one they could get.
Sure,
that was it.
Well,
no, everyone else said no.
Yeah.
Anyway, bye, and stay happy.
Isn't there some strap line you're supposed to do?
Oh, yeah. Being silent isn't being strong.
Well, don't do it like that. Do it sensibly.
I can't.
Okay, ready? Go.
Yeah. Being silent isn't being...
Well, don't do it now you're doing it in an earnest voice.
Well, I've got to do it earnestly.
Voiceover. Yeah, but don't change your voice to do it.
That's the only way to
say it as you would say it if you were perhaps talking to a friend in the street.
How am I supposed to be not self-conscious with all that pressure
Just
on
say
me?
it as you would if someone came up to you in the street.
All right, okay. Well, I wouldn't say that sort of thing to
Well,
the
no,
street.
but
I
let's
think
say
I
you
was
did.
mental.
Let's say you did.
They'd be saying, what do you mean, how's your wife? You wouldn't be saying, what are you saying that for?
Let's just say you have to say this to someone in the street.
Being silent isn't being strong.
I think that was gabbled. I don't think I'd have heard that. If I was already on the edge,
How would you say
I wouldn't have been paying attention.
How would you
fully.
say it? I mean, if you said it, it'd be your silly West
Okay,
Country
no,
accent.
well,
So
it
no
would,
one would take it seriously.
Yeah, it would, but it'd be something like this. Being silent isn't being strong.
No, that was earnest.
Yeah, but earnest is good.
You said earnest wasn't good.
No, I'm not saying fake earnest is no good.
Right, really?
But you could have done it like that. Being silent is being strong. Like, we don't know you don't speak like that. You've got that kind of slightly whiny voice.
Being silent isn't being strong.
Good.